This week on Face Off Hockey Show, as we get ready for, of course, the mattress sales of the century, we'll be talking about coaches who wore out their welcomes. My goodness gracious, that's a hell of a thing. Of people getting sticks in the faces, personal leaves, all kinds of fun stuff as we whittle down to the trade deadline. Johnny, I think we're only a few weeks away, and I know you're hyped as I am, just like I am for this show. It's Face Off Hockey Show right now.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
And a breakaway. They shoot the stars! There we go!
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Oh, yes!
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
I remember to turn my microphone on this time. Ha ha! Likeliness. I'm Scotty Waz. Welcome to the Face Off Hockey Show. It's a fantastic week. I'm trying to get my 1099 tax forms downloaded.
Nice.
Eddie owns some stock, so.
Oh, so you can't use TurboTax free?
No, I can't.
I've heard it's free.
That's what they say. Free. Free. Freedom. All right, so there's that. No Mark this week.
At least we don't think so.
We don't think, yeah. Allegedly, he's on a work vacation.
Well, he is on a work trip. I know that.
We do know that. Okay, so
he's
it's not
down near Augusta, from what I've heard.
Is he golfing in the Masters? He's a couple months early for that.
Well, I mean, you can golf all year long down there, right? Doesn't get cold.
That's true.
I mean, I don't know, really. Let's be honest. Georgia could get cold.
Right.
We'll ask when Florida Jesus comes on. We'll ask him how cold it is in Florida.
How cold? All right.
They stopped showing me that we have viewers during the show, so I have no idea if anybody's here or not.
That's fine. Yeah, they'll show up when they show up. If they show up, I don't care. Pitchers and catchers reported this week, so there's that.
Hey, there you go.
They're scoring at home.
It's probably warm down there.
Yeah, I assume as much. So yeah, we'll see if Mark with the C does stumble in here. I doubt it, but also programming note. We will be doing the show, I think, Tuesday next week. Because I will be in Canada, and I got stuff to do pretty much every night except for Tuesday night. So there's that.
Podcast.
Or
we're just not going to do a show next week. One of the two.
We could, yeah, and we could punt next week too. We could just say huck it, chuck it, football, and then go from there. We do a little pre-record, or I put a real pre-record up, and away we go, just like we did for Christmas.
Or you just get like drunk and get Sammy on. You guys talk about whatever and put it on the show and call it a hockey show. Are you going to see Sammy while you're there? Is she still there?
Of course, yeah. Sammy's like the first one I told, and she was just like, "Okay, here's what we're doing. Saturday night. You're gonna show up, and we're gonna drink." I'm like, "All right." I'm not there Saturday, and I'm there Sunday night. She's like, "Okay, Sunday night." Then I'm like, "All right, cool, good then."
Well, how about this? How about I drink on Saturday night for your arrival, and then when you get here on Sunday, we'll drink.
I'm just like, well, what's that? I told her, well, what's that any different from anywhere else? And she's like, you're not wrong. We've done worse shows. Where drunkenness has happened.
That's true.
We did a Winter Classic show.
Oh,
or was that a live? Was that a show or a live chat? I can't remember.
It was it was a live chat. Well, did we do a show? I don't think we did a show first. I think it was just a live chat. That was the infamous "Fuck You Kids."
Yeah.
Show.
So.
Yeah, I was real drunk that show.
Yeah, that was a hell of a show.
Because Tuesday I'll have a consulting firm that is working with us on on implementing grants in PeopleSoft, is taking us out for happy hour / drinks in the evening on Tuesday after
Nice.
work.
That's fancy.
Yeah. Fancy. We're going to Pussers.
Hey, listen. In that industry, it's fancy.
Downtown Annapolis.
Meanwhile, fucking Epic screwing everybody up. It's great.
Yeah. Sounds about right, actually.
Dude, fucking just trying to open Epic this morning after the downtime, and everyone's changing, and our auditors are coming in. Help us out, because you're the most tech-savvy person here. I'm like, well, I'm not even that tech-savvy. We have an IT department. You go to them and figure out what the hell's wrong.
They're the ones that are supposed to be helping you.
Exactly. You figure out uptime. I don't know what to tell you.
Those are all the same things we have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I think every hospital uses the same stuff, really.
I think so too. You do the McKesson thing?
I think we used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still use it, and the McKesson and Epic don't talk to each other.
Oh,
so
no,
we're like,
Meditech. Yeah, we still use McKesson to order pharmacy drugs.
oh, okay. We use it for actual materials management.
Mm.
I'm like, that's not great.
Yeah, PeopleSoft is the materials management one.
Oh, okay.
That's what I work on.
It's your boy.
That's how I make all my money, so that I can do shows like this.
Exactly. And take pictures like you do with the
Yeah, that camera's been a great buy.
right?
Makes me look like I know what I'm doing.
Hey, and you got 5 weeks of it, brother, I think.
Yeah. Speaking of, I heard from Laura this week, and she's gonna come to a Black Bears game, I think, at some point.
Is this before or after she's going to come to the show?
Oh, probably before the show. The show is an afterthought.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, she's got 5 weeks to do it, because this is the last 5 weeks of the season coming
I
up.
sent her the schedule,
There you
so
go.
I was like, "They're home a lot.
They're home a lot.
Make it
Next month.
happen." And I go, and the tickets are $8.
Are they really? Nice.
Pretty certain. The standing room tickets are like $8. The real seats are $10.
Oh.
Yeah, if you want to sit on the concrete.
So how was your week? You didn't have any hockey this week.
I did not have hockey this week. I went to see Brett Young.
How was that?
On Saturday night? I'm gonna say that it's exactly the same as I felt when I went to see Jake Owen. I feel like I went one album too late.
Oh no!
Like I really liked
that's the worst feeling in the world.
I liked his first album, and had I gone last year to this concert, because last year this concert was I guess May time frame ish.
Mm-hmm.
Same venue. The venue's really small. I didn't realize how small Rams Head Live is. In Power Plant. I have. But I feel like I was way more drunk the last time I was there, or there were just more people. I went by myself, so I didn't realize how small the place is. But last year I didn't go because I couldn't find anybody to go with me, and this year I just said, "Fuck it, I'm going."
Yeah, I'm 40. I'm a man.
So I went.
To come talking to me.
I'm a man. And I really liked his first album, and this time he gets on stage and he's like, "Hey, we got this album that just dropped like
that's dead
2
right
weeks
there.
ago."
Oh no!
And I was like, I know 0 songs on this new album, but I really liked the 4 songs that he played from his old album. So
there you go.
So that was a lot of fun.
That's the worst part about music is you're like, I'm either if I don't listen to the new music,
Well,
I'm going to be so lost.
I think at least the younger the like new up and comers in music, like they put out a really good first album most of the time, and their second album is eh.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like, all right, well, whatever. And I have this really weird thing where I don't like any music the first time I hear it.
That's fair.
So this is literally like the first time I was hearing some of these songs, and I'm like, it's nice. Can you just play the old album? But Jake Owen was a lot of the same way. Like I was about 4 years too late for Jake Owen, because his first album was really good, and then there are just a bunch of songs that I had not heard when I went to the concert last summer. But it was cool. It was a concert. It was fun. I Took some pictures on my phone. I got these. I have these concert earplugs that I got that are pretty nice, actually. They kind of drown out all of the other like sound. So I think my biggest issue with concerts are like everybody talking to each other like during the downtimes, and it's just like a mishmash of sound all over the place. And that's when like anxiety kicks in and you realize like, hey, I'm here by myself.
Right.
So I had these earplugs and I put them in, and what they kind of do is they kind of dull all of the music out, all of the outside sound, except for like what's coming straight in to your ears. So everything was kind of dulled, but then like I could hear the music just fine when people were playing. So I was like, huh, these actually worked out pretty well.
savvy.
So yeah, so we got that. Sunday we had some family time. Dad's birthday is this week.
Hey, Mazel, Big Frank.
So Frank's den is another year older.
Nice.
And we saw the boy and the tiny redhead and Brittany.
Boy.
And watched some soccer as one's to do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was pretty much it. That's pretty much the gist of what went down since I talked to y'all last time. But not too bad. I mean, it's not Hootie and the Blowfish. Hootie and the Blowfish is going to be a great time.
Oh, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's let a little bit like concert music and stuff like that. Like we can have a country music. Like that could be our discussion for a overtime show.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with country music?
Well, okay, so it's really funny. I don't listen to my my Amazon Prime music that often, but apparently at some point I downloaded a whole bunch of Garth Brooks songs on my phone.
Oh, there's that.
And I was listening to it at work this week because I'm trying to clean up a bunch of crap that other people screwed up. And this Garth Brooks song came on that he, I guess, made recently. And it talks about like what happens when you listen to a country song backwards. And it's kind of funny. I mean, it's like the old joke, right? I think that was a comedian that used to tell the old joke that like if you listen to country music backwards, your dog comes home, your mom leaves jail, and you get your pickup truck back or something like that.
Right. Yeah, I think he's also at Garth Brooks is now doing spring training with the Pirates, so he's got that going for him too.
Is he just switching teams now?
Yeah, I think so. Whoever is the highest bidder for his foundation, I think, or whoever,
I like it. That's smart.
And then they go to like their favorite team spring training or some shit like that.
That's smart. I like that.
I think it's genius. I think they're genius in doing it. My weekend or my week. So I had overnight, so really didn't do much there. Then Monday happened. And Monday is a day that will live in infamy. Not really. But Monday we wake up and I'm getting ready for work, and then Jen's like, I think you have to take me to work with you. So a couple Wednesdays ago, of course, we had to end the show early because Jen was having a little gallbladder attack. And then it turned into the fact that they're just like, yeah, no, you're going to need it out in a couple days. She went to see the surgeon. She's like, nah, we'll have it in mid-March. She's like, okay, that seems a bit far, but whatever. And then Monday she said, yeah, I kind of just vomited everywhere. So let's go to the hospital. And then they were going to send her home because they thought it was a kidney infection faking a gallbladder attack. And then the surgeon who has smarts and a degree came in and she's like, yeah, no, we're going to take you in now. So Monday, a printout comes out on my computer. I see the name. I'm like, well, I guess Jen's having surgery today. So she had her gall.
She's like, don't you know my boyfriend is a surgery specialist?
Right, exactly. Don't you know who he is? He's taking over that position. Somehow and then I found out. I'll tell you another story about Friday. After that, I'll go for the serious stuff first. So Jen had surgery, had to help build her case and stuff like that. So I put in all the stuff that she won't need just to fuck her over. Because that's love. So she had her gallbladder out, but now she's suffering with that now because she can't really move anything because the stitches, they have like 3 cuts around her stomach and then 1 at the belly button, like right above it, because that's where they yanked the gallbladder out. So yeah, she's having no fun with that, but she's not feeling that much pain anymore. Aside internally,
has she thrown up recently?
No, she's good. Like she
That's
hasn't
good.
she hasn't been eating anything either because you can't eat.
Well, that helps.
Because with a gallbladder, you can't eat greasy foods now.
Oh,
Like you eat greasy foods, you better be like, you might as well just sit on the toilet. Which in that case, if you get your gallbladder out, you should get a free bidet with it.
that's how agree.
Honestly,
It's a good thing you pre-ordered the bidet.
Right, exactly. Do the pre-order bidet. So there's that. So she had her gallbladder taken out.
But she didn't eat a whole lot of greasy foods anyway, right? Like, or just fries off that list.
Like fries and Wendy's and like her comfort food kind of does that. But like she like normally.
So no more poutine.
I think she says fries like out of her cold dead hands. Like she'll take the pain for French fries, which I'm like, you know what? That's a hill to die on. That's
kind of like when my doctors are like, "You're allergic to beer." Ha! Thanks.
It's like, yeah, no, cool. That's not going to stop me.
Great story.
But good luck to you. So yeah, so she's recovering now. So she's got 2 weeks off.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, no, it went from mid-March to, hey, it's an emergency case. We're going. Like she's like, yeah, it was going to be at 1 o'clock, and then the doc came in and said, yeah, we're going in about 15, 20 minutes. So call your boyfriend to come up here and say goodbye to you, which was inauspicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it's funny because I kind of know the surgeon. I know.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and you work with her, and you're a surgery specialist.
Yeah.
These things happen. So, and I know she's a Canadian, so I'm like, well, this is kind of fate. And then yeah, it's funny because Jen's initial surgery is supposed to be done with the robot, do a robot laparoscopy. Dr. Corderas went to Jen. And she's like, yeah, it's not going to be a robot, but it's okay because I'm faster and better than the robot. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's fucking balls right there. She just became my favorite doctor.
That's good stuff.
So Dr. Corderas up here in Grand Forks, awesome. Shout out to her. Did a great job. In, out, done. And then yeah, had to leave work early for that. Obviously. All my supervisors and bosses are like, you want to go? You want to go now? I'm like, she's in surgery. Like, I can still work.
At least let me wait until she leaves. I have to be here anyway.
Right. I'm just like, listen, let me collect the paycheck.
Right.
I can't do anything up there unless I'm actually scrubbed in. I can't do shit.
Right.
And I don't know that much.
Right.
And if I have to scrub in, you're gonna pay me a lot more. So
agreed.
And then they're like, they called down from the surgery, like, yeah, no, she's done. If you want to come see her. I'm like, all right, I'll go up. I clocked out for lunch. I went up there. She's still like knocked out. I'm like, I'm not gonna look at a sleeping body. I don't need that in my life. It makes me a creep. So I went back down and just like, yeah, no, she's still sleeping. She's gonna be out for another hour and a half with the way she gets out of anesthesia. So yeah, I worked for another hour and a half, and then they called me. Yeah, she's in the same day room, and then left about an hour and a half. I left work like at 1:30, and then we left at 3 o'clock.
Nice.
So good old same day.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that worked out.
Oh, I'm glad it didn't wait till March, and I'm glad it didn't happen when I was in Canada.
There was no
like,
chance that was waiting till March, but it's a good thing that it happened before you left.
There was a 0% chance it was I was surprised it happened. It didn't happen before the day it happened. Like honestly, they should have taken that out. Like,
well, it was
almost
2
that
weeks.
night.
Right? It was almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So
yeah, it's fair.
No, that was in 1 week.
So yeah. And then Friday, like I was overnights on Friday, and I was supposed to go to this. We were in a Kaizen Promotions horseshit thing, and I took a part of that. And apparently, I wrote a script for my supervisor because she's scared of talking in front of people. There's like 100 people at this like report out for the hospital. I'm like, all right, I'll write you a script about the process we're doing, and you figure it out. And she did. And she comes back to me Monday. She's like, the script was perfect. You did great. You got a lot of great shout outs about how your vision is helping things out. The only problem is we don't know how to pronounce your last name. I'm like, well, fuck. It's like, honestly,
Like we as a group, or we
Yeah,
as in
no,
like your
like,
supervisor?
My supervisor didn't know. The woman who was running the Kaizen
that's so
event didn't
good.
know how to pronounce it. None of the nurses or staff know how to pronounce it. I'm like, gee, what the fucking? First off, you've been my supervisor for
big guy, bald. He's got the
got the beard. He
stuff.
wears the hood over top of his thing. Like they know my the first name. They just can't pronounce. Apparently, Wazalewski is so hard to fucking pronounce, even though it's spelled
phonetic.
It's exactly. It's
exactly like Patanzo, but you would realize, you know how hard that is for people to
yeah, of course. Fuck, dude. And you went to you went to like an Italian elementary school in St. Philip Neri, so they should know.
Well, I went to St. Jane.
Oh, you did? Did Mark go to St. Philip then?
No, Mark went to Lake Shore.
Oh.
I only went to St. Jane for my first 3 years, and then went to Lake Shore.
Wow, I've been lying to myself the entire time.
Wasn't that a Ballingy thing? Didn't he go to Philip Neri?
No, because he was with me and Slade for. I've known, me and Ballingy and K-Man have been through hell and high water together.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Steve Mitchell.
Steve Mitchell.
That's who it is.
Sounds about right.
So yeah, they didn't know how to pronounce my last name, so they're just like Scott W. I'm like, okay, that's fucking.
Well, that's close enough.
Fine.
I mean, the check should be able to be cashed still.
I'm just like, it's on the notes here. You guys can just figure out how his name is said. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm a visionary, and I'm apparently taking over this department sooner rather than later.
Well, that's
awesome.
good. That's good stuff.
It's weird they're grooming me for a management position, and I'm just like, you understand? I barely finished high school, right?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't.
After you've worked for a while, no one gives a shit what you did in college.
Fuck no. If you're like me with a silky voice and can fucking talk your way out of anything.
Well, that's what I did. I mean, when I started my new job, I think it was 2 weeks after I started, I was giving a presentation at the all hands meeting for IT, which is like a couple hundred people, I guess, about supply chain.
Nice.
And the reason was because somebody else on my team gave the presentation to the CIO, and he was like, "This is great. You should tell everybody else." And they were like, "Hey, so you have to present this next week."
Nice.
I was like, "Whatever. Hand me a microphone. I'm fine." It's not like we don't talk on microphones all the time,
right?
All right.
I might bomb out here for a second because Chrome is apparently not responding.
Chrome is not responding?
Yeah, it's just
or
got that
Rome, like Jim Rome.
Jim Rome. It's a pause. Long pause. Can't do it. Don't know what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna bop out of here for like 1 second because Chrome's being just a twat nugget to me right now.
I might play some music then, and then we'll come back to entries when you come back.
Exactly. Play some Lefty on the Road Riders for the kids.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Sounds great.
Cool.
I'm just gonna play this Soul Train music.
Oh yeah. Who's down and out with some blues? Maybe some black and bruised. It's the Face Off Hockey Show injury reports.
All right. I'm killing more time while Stouty comes back in. But so the injuries, we just played the injury music. We're good for injuries. God, I'm good at this.
Nice. That's some timing, brother. That's some good timing. Can we boot the other me out of here?
I'll try.
Can we boot the one that's a standard, just the standard face of me? If we can boot him out. There we go. We did it. It's like we didn't miss a beat. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got some injuries to talk about. If the docs will load, oh my God. Okay. Oli Mata, upper body injury. He is out indefinitely for your Pittsburgh Penguins. Johnny Gibson, upper body injury. He got laid out by his own teammate, I think.
Yeah, I saw that.
Upper body injury for him. He's day-to-day, but aren't we all?
If anything else could go wrong for the Ducks.
No shit, right? But at least they had a 25th anniversary Mighty Ducks the movie get together.
That's good. I like that. I like those jerseys too. I think the NHL did pretty good on the third jerseys so far this year.
Have you seen Tampa's?
No.
Okay, we will get to that in a moment.
I will reserve opinion then.
David Pasternak, he's got a thumb injury. He went from thumb surgery. He's out for 2 weeks.
Did you hear this story?
I heard that he was at a team event and then he left and then he's like, hey, I had to have surgery.
I was on NHL Network as ones to do, so that I don't watch the Caps face off before Caps Up games because God, that show's annoying. And they brought on the Bruins general manager, and he was like, "Yeah, so David Pastrnak had surgery this morning. He's good. He'll be out 2 weeks." And everybody's like, "Wait, what?
Hold on, wait
What?
a minute. Hold on.
What
a
happened?"
second.
He's like, "Yeah, so there was a team event. I think it was like Tuesday night, maybe, or Monday night or something. It was like this week or end of last week, and the team was walking back to where the cars were to pick them up, and Pasternak slipped and braced his fall and hurt his thumb.
There it is. Fantastic.
I bet he wasn't drunk at all.
No, I'm sure he's sober.
Sure, sober as hell, just slipping on ice.
Sober as a clergyman. And in better weird injury news, Craig Anderson took a tennis ball to the eye, and he's day to day.
Yes, I heard that too. That's fantastic.
If not, again, it rains and pours for your Ottawa Senators. That's for sure. Eric Carlson's got a lower body injury. He's day to day. And Nick Ehlers, it was just reported today that he's still dealing with an upper body injury and is still going to be 1 to 3 weeks away.
Both of them are on my fantasy team.
Of course.
So is this next one too.
Evgeny Malkin suspended for 1 game for a high stick on Mike Raffle.
It's actually a really good thing he didn't connect with that.
Well, did you see the Matt Cook thing?
No,
not Matt Cook. Sorry,
Matt Cook. He's
wow,
back?
holy, she's back and in Pog form. No, James Neal. Sorry, I don't know why I thought Matt Cook. James Neal got 9 of his teeth broken out of his face against Vancouver.
Yeah, I did see that.
Like you could see 2 of the teeth like clearly fly out. Like it was a clean break.
And the linesman is picking up teeth off the ice.
Yeah,
at one point as well.
And the best line is that Neal is like, "Well, it's nothing compared to the 13 I lost in junior hockey." I'm like, "Well, all right. I guess that's a silver
He's
lining."
like, not a big deal. These were all fake anyway.
Yeah, exactly. NBD. Yeah. So there's that. The Malkin gets the suspended for 1 game, even though he swats a guy. It wasn't even a bad hit, I guess. I don't know.
Well, he didn't hit him, first of all.
But Malkin does have a history of.
But it just goes to show, though, that you really don't have to do a whole lot to get under Evgeny Malkin's skin.
No, you're not wrong.
Like, and he's been showing that for years. The Capitals have been exploiting that for years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting that that's still how he plays.
Kind of weird. Patreon, we have patrons. Patreon.com/FaceOffHockeyShow. You can give a little, there's a lot of you want. And then we go ahead and take the savings onto you. Be like Chris and Matthew and Damon and Mark and Trista, Brian, Angela, Sean, Mitch, Ethan, Kevin, and Jeff. They all contribute. You can too. Patreon.com/FaceOffHockeyShow. All the money goes back into the show for travel, upgrades, stuff, and other stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a tie. This is why we need a little bit more patrons. We had a tie this week because someone forgot to vote. So, Johnny, we're going to start off with this one, if you don't mind.
All right.
Coaches who have worn out their welcome. And Randy, this comes from Randy Carlisle as he was fired this week after the Ducks run like a 87-game losing streak. Bob Murray takes over as the interim head coach. He is also the GM. Odds are Dallas Eakin will probably get the call up from San Diego to coach the Anaheim Ducks going forward. You look at it, and it's almost like Carlisle going back to Anaheim was stupid, and it took way too long for him to get fired. You can argue that Joel Quenneville wasn't, he kind of was fired for the last 3 years, and now that finally happened. When you look at anybody around the league, who do you think has worn out their welcome more than those 2 guys?
Where they currently are?
Yeah. Or I guess like even in history, like is there a coach that you remember in history that wore out their welcome way too quickly, or and then they just stuck around, they just hung out there?
Crap.
I'll go with Ken Hitchcock wherever the hell he goes. It seems like he always wears out his welcome. He's always fired like 1 or 2 years too late.
Yeah. Who was I was gonna go with Tarian, but one of the times he was the Canadians coach.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was probably like 5 or 6 years ago. It was like he was there for like just a season or two too long.
Mm-hmm.
Like the team had just like shut out everything that he had to like talk about. Who right now? I would almost put Mike Sullivan on that list.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I say almost because the Penguins seem to do this every year.
Yep.
Where they play like shit for a while and they make a trade at the trade deadline and bring in like a couple players and then they make the playoffs and then they go on a decent run and everybody's like, why would anybody ever think that Mike Sullivan didn't have the room? So maybe not, but I feel like he's in that like gray area right now. The Baalsma period where you didn't know if the Penguins were just going to have the number 1 overall pick next season or if they were going to win the Stanley Cup again.
And that's funny. It's funny you mentioned that for the fact that like the Penguins also not only the trade at the deadline, but they really fire coaches late in the season.
Yeah, they do.
So, I mean, that's not like because Baalsma got picked up their Stanley Cup year really late in the season. And then Sullivan got picked up really late in one of the seasons they won the Stanley Cup. So yeah, I can understand. I can see that wholeheartedly. Great pick on that one. If I go in the history, if I go in the way back, Jacques Martin for the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah,
here's a guy who could constantly never got out of the first round, and next thing you know, he gets fired way too late. So I think that he's definitely a historical figure. That was just. He's there. Sure, he's winning President's Cups, but that doesn't mean anything.
So are we putting Boudreau on that list for the Caps then? As being there like a year or two too long?
I think so. And you could say the same's happening in Minnesota for him, where he's outstaying his welcome there.
I would also, damn it, I just had him and then I lost it. Oh, Tortorella. I would put John Tortorella on that list right now, especially if the Blue Jackets don't do anything in the playoffs this year and they lose Bobrovsky and Panarin this summer. Tortorella's fucked.
Yeah. No, and I think he wore out his welcome a couple years ago. In all honesty, like after they made the playoffs for the first time, and then like even last year, like sure they made the playoffs, but it didn't seem great. God, Torts is a good one.
And it just seems, so watching that team this week, right? Because I watched some of the game. Because the Caps are going into their bye week. The Caps are going into their bye week for me. It's called a West Coast swing. And
the Johnny P bye week.
Yeah. So I won't be watching the Caps for a little while. So I was watching the Blue Jackets game last night for a while. And the Blue Jackets just kind of seem to take on Tortorella's persona, I guess, for lack of a better way to say that, and just whine about everything. Like as a team, it's insane to me. Just the mass amounts of whining that comes out of that group. And it all stems from him. It's what he's done his entire career, and he does it really well, but he's a really good whiner.
Yeah. Can't complain there.
As for other people, I'm mostly an East Coast bias guy.
Sure.
Like I didn't even think that Dave Hackstall had stayed too long.
No, I think Dave Hackstall was just getting started. I think with most coaches, you almost have to do like a college thing where you have to go through a class of players before you really get to see what a coach does. Does nothing to fire him 2 or 3 years into it. You got to do a 4-year cycle.
Well, they're also not really his players, right?
No, they were Holmgren's players.
So if you have a system that you're trying to play, and the coach before you didn't play that system, but has a bunch of players in there that are like superstars that aren't going to play your system, you have to end up figuring out how to get rid of them and bringing in players that will play your system.
That's true.
You know, like.
You got to fit the mold. You got to fit the guys, and how do you do that with other than like shipping guys out? And then you got to worry about long-term contracts and stuff. And at that point, it's the GM's problem. It's the GM's fault.
Movement clauses and all that crap.
Did we mention Peter Laviolette?
No, not yet.
I think Peter Laviolette has
In
gone past his
Nashville?
prime in Nashville.
Huh.
I think he might have worn out his welcome a little bit because this is a team. They're good. They're obviously the class of one of the teams of the Central Division, like one of the class teams there. But I almost think that he's plateaued in terms of they're not like they got to the Stanley Cup final, they got to the Western Conference final last year, and now it's just going to keep dropping. So, I mean, I almost think they plateaued there, especially with Pekka Rinne, a guy who's on his way out. You don't know what UC Saros is. I mean, PK Subban's been injured a little. I mean, they have a lot of injuries too.
UC Saros has been pretty sorry for a while, though.
Yeah, it kind of has. Good one. I like that. You know what?
Thanks.
Mark that one for Johnny.
Thanks. He's on my fantasy team as well.
But I think that Nashville is a team that could be a shocker. Throw it up.
That's a shocker.
That's a shocker. That fires their coach at the end of the year for probably no good reason other than we're just sick of him. We're sick of seeing we're sick of seeing his stupid face everywhere.
Could the Jets fit that same mold then too? Because I don't see the Jets doing as well as they did last year, and that purely comes down to the fact that they don't have a Paul Stastny anymore.
It's true. By the way, I will go back and say that the Preds didn't make the final. They lost to the Jets in the semifinal. The Jets made it to the final against the Golden Knights.
The conference final, yeah.
Conference final, yeah. Sorry. I wouldn't say that because I think Paul Maurice has done a good job with they're tops in the they're tops in the Western Conference right now, tied with San Jose.
So, but do we think that the Jets are going to make it to the Stanley Cup final? Because I don't know if that's in their cards this year. I feel like they had a better shot last year.
Yes, I will agree. I will wholeheartedly agree with that. That said, you're looking at going through Minnesota in the first round, and then the winner of Nashville, Dallas, or Nashville, San Jose, or St. Louis in the second round. I think Winnipeg gets out of the Central. I think Winnipeg could make it to a conference final.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and then you play against either Vegas, Calgary, or San Jose.
If it's not San Jose, wow.
If it's not San Jose. I don't know, man. Calgary right now, they're playing well. Big save, Dave Rittich playing really well.
I love that movie that Vin Diesel was in.
Yeah, it's great.
Fantastic movie. It was named after the guy, right?
I think so. Which brings us to our next point, Johnny. I mentioned St. Louis in a playoff hunt.
Yeah.
Craig Berube's their head coach because they fired
Perfect.
Mike Yeo. Jordan Binnington is the goaltender of the week. He was the #1 star in the NHL because Jake Allen is the dog shits.
He is the dog shits.
He is the drizzling diarrhea, but St. Louis right now is in the first wild card spot.
I like it. Wasn't St. Louis? I think I have an eyelash in my eye.
Oh, that's not great.
That hurts. Wasn't St. Louis like last after like 25 games in the season?
Yeah.
What happened to Jake Allen? Does he need like LASIK surgery or something? Because that guy fell off the map.
I think Jake Allen is Brent Johnson 2.0. Capable backup, just can't hack it as a starter constantly.
I liked Johnny though. He's a fantastic Capital.
Yeah.
We saw him. We met him at the the Japanese steakhouse that we went to before the Winter Classic that was in Pittsburgh. He came over to our table because we were chanting "Let's go Caps."
Nice. It's good. But a capable backup, good guy in the room, terrible starter. Not a guy you want to place your hopes on.
And here's another. While we're talking, so this talk about coaches kind of moved into team making or not making the playoffs, right?
Which was the second option of the Patreon pick.
Well, that's good because we've just pivoted well then.
Yeah, we did this segue.
So Eddie chimed in and said that St. Louis is 8-2-0 in their last 10 games.
Yep.
But I would like to bring up a Buffalo Sabres team that may make the playoffs. That still have a shot to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah. Currently, Buffalo sits 1 point out of the second wild card spot. I'm sorry. 2 points out of the second wild card spot.
Sabres make the playoffs.
By the way, St. Louis 7-game win streak as well.
Yeah, Eddie just said that as well.
Yeah. So 7-game win streak. The Buffalo Sabre. I'm looking at their stats. Problem is they're five wins in their last 10. Not
They'll be
great.
fine.
They kind of
Well,
dropped off a little bit because
Eichel's been hurt a bit. Right?
Eichel's been hurt a bit, and Carter Hutton realized he's a backup. I think that was a big thing too. He was playing lights out for a minute there.
Well, maybe
and
he
then,
needs to get back on the sauce.
Yeah, exactly. Linus Olmark is
And by sauce,
making
I
his mark.
definitely mean wing sauce.
Wing sauce. Get that blue cheese fuel, son. So Buffalo could be a contender.
I'd love to see the Sabres make the playoffs.
The
Sabres are still my second team, I think.
I think that's a good team.
Like behind the Caps, the Sabres are the team that I root for the most.
Makes sense. The Flyers, they had that 10-game millennium streak or some shit like that. 8-1-1 in their last 10.
The Flyers are going to pull the most Flyers thing that they could possibly do and lose on the last
just
game of the
dip
season
out.
so that the Penguins make it in the playoffs by 1 point.
Yeah. The Carolina Hurricanes, I don't think you can count them out yet. 7-2-1 in their last 10, holding the are they holding the last wild card spot? I do believe. Yep, by 2 points.
There's a really, really bad part of.
They're 1 point behind Pittsburgh for the
There's
last
a really bad part of me that does not want the Carolina Hurricanes to make the playoffs just to see the rant that Tom Dundon goes on.
I kind of want that to happen, but on the flip side of that, the incessant whining and bitching of Carolina Hurricanes fans if they made the playoffs, I think kind of trumps that. That said, if they knock the Penguins out, go have at her, boys.
Yeah, I don't care who makes the playoffs. Like there could be like a Swedish elite team that makes the playoffs if the Penguins don't.
That'd be
a
big shocker. That'd be a big shocker if a Swedish elite team came in and get that second wild card spot. I would love that, actually.
I mean, I don't care at that point. Let's be dead honest.
No, yeah, no shit. Because since we're hashtag East Coast bias, let's go out west because
the West is a shit show right now.
Oh, you got your a couple elite teams. Don't sleep on the Vancouver Canucks right now. Don't sleep on them. Sure, they got blown out 7-2, but because Michael DiPietro is 19, just got sent over from the OHL, didn't know what was happening. He was an emergency call up. Both the goalies get hurt, and he's thrown in there with some college kid as his backup. Like honestly, the Vancouver Canucks. I don't know what that was. The Vancouver Canucks they have a roster like Elias Pettersson. Just walk with Elias.
He's so good.
So great. Brock Besser is low key still good. Bo Horvat's low key still good.
Plus, what is in the water in Vancouver? Because everyone has great hair on that team.
I know, right? It's kind of good flow. It's all the weed, I think, too.
Well, that could be it, actually.
Something called Marek Mazanek is up there in goal.
I read a great story about him recently that apparently they had to fast track him through Canadian visa process just so that he could play, because he had to have a Canadian visa before he could come into the United States to play on their road trip this weekend. Wow. And if not, DiPietro is going to have to be the starting goalie again.
Oh, fuck. That
but apparently they got him through the visa process in less than 24 hours.
Oh yeah, dude, it had to pertain for hockey. Like, God forbid you lose your baggage or try to get in there for 6 months for school. Nah, this guy's got a hockey game. Oh shit, son, let's stamp all this.
Yeah. That would be a really crap way for the Flyers not to make the playoffs, Eddie, as well. I agree, though. He said that Gritty will throw something on the ice, hopefully resulting in a penalty. Now, some of us do remember the time that the Flyers didn't make the playoffs because they lost in a shootout in Game 82.
Yeah. Was that the Wade Dublowitz game?
That was the Islanders, yes.
Yeah.
That was the Islanders winning a shootout in Game 82 to give them one extra point and make it into the playoffs over the Flyers.
And how they do that? Dublowitz with a poke check.
Yep.
Freaking amazing. So those are my teams to look. I think that's our teams to look at in the in to go in the second half.
I think we did really well with that.
I think this was a good pivot. It was. You know what? A tie helped us out tonight.
Yeah, tie for the win.
Tie for the win. Hashtag tie for the win. All right, some other news. Scott Darling taking a personal leave of absence from the Carolina Hurricanes. Obviously, you had to think that this was coming because here's a guy who was, for all intents and purposes, worked well in a system that was the Chicago Blackhawks. But then you take him out of that system, you take him out of the prime players, he goes to Carolina and just poops all over himself. Hi, I'm Scott Darling for Scott Darling Bidets. Bringing that bit back, call back. But I mean, and he has this big contract. He has to get sent down to the minors because he isn't performing. Curtis McElhenney and Peter Mrazek are taking over his spot. So why wouldn't you need a mental health break from all this to figure out what the hell you're going to do with your life?
Well, let's be honest. He was also the third goalie in a 3-goalie system right now.
Yeah.
So the Carolina Hurricanes aren't losing anything by being like, yeah, sure, go ahead, take a week off.
Yeah, essentially, or more. You know, let's just stay. We're going to keep you on the books, but just stay away for a little bit.
It does kind of suck, right? Because
Yeah.
he was definitely a starting goalie for a really long time, and he's not old enough to not be a starting goalie anymore. But he's not a starting goalie.
He was a starting goalie for his first year of his contract, and then they had to bring everybody else in because they had to keep Cam Ward for 2 extra years because he was not that great. So he's got 2 more seasons after this one. He's quote unquote buried, and he also has a modified no trade. He submits a 15-team trade list that he wants to be traded to.
You know, if I was going to fix the CBA,
okay,
I would say that no one gets a no trade clause. Sorry, but I'm taking that out of the mix.
Yeah, you know what, guys? Listen, I am.
Because then it's like a crutch almost that the GMs are like holding on to be like, hey, so we can throw this in. We're not going to pay you as much, but we'll give you this no trade clause. And then they get screwed when the guy sucks 2 weeks later. I say just take it out completely. Let's give the players more money. Don't use that as like a bargaining chip.
You know what? I don't entirely hate it.
Because, okay, so is there any time in the last like 10 years where a player's gotten traded and has come out like 2 weeks later and be like, I had no idea I was going to get traded? I don't think that happens anymore.
No, I think everyone knows. I think it's a business, man. So, yeah, I think everyone knows.
Get rid of it. Out. It makes things a lot easier for us to work with as well.
Love peace and hair grease.
I'm really only looking out for myself in this situation.
Listen, man, I don't blame you at all. Look out for number 1, Johnny. That's what they always say. Look out for number 1. Oh God, I wish I had there was in-game footage of this.
Are we talking about all the fighting from the Black Bears game this weekend?
Oh God, that was a gong show. Holy shit. It took them 40 minutes to figure out the penalties.
God, I wish I was there.
Oh, man. All right.
If only the Black Bears had a team photographer that traveled with them.
You know, it's a hell of a thing, Johnny. But the problem is you'd have to be in Johnstown for 3 days.
That's fine. Are you kidding?
Do
you know how much fun I could have in Johnstown by myself?
You'd be able to run for mayor and win.
True. Min.
Yeah. All right. Johnny, you haven't seen these yet.
Okay.
So I will share them right now. We're going to do this via Scotty Screen Share, brought to you by no one in particular.
This is probably going to take away my I like the Adidas third jerseys.
The Tampa Bay Lightning unveiled their new quote unquote stealth storm jerseys.
Okay.
This week. And whoop, there it is.
Wow, those are fucking awful. Like, okay, so hold on. So, like, how many things can you get wrong in that situation? Right. First of all, they're like, hey, let's make the entire body black. All right, cool. Yeah, stealth. Got it, black. And they're like, how about the arms are a gradient gray? Okay, still kind of along with you. We're going to make the socks match. Okay, I get that. Okay, I get that. And we're gonna add a huge fucking lightning bolt on the side of the pants. On the side of the pants. I think that's where it actually puts it over the edge.
That's also gray. So.
Oh, I thought that
So
was
we will
white.
go to the.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah, no, it's gray. It's a. Oh, sorry,
It's not even exclusive
it's,
gray.
It's a silver. No, it's a silver bolt. Oh,
God.
Johnny, the colors. It's a midnight black with a storm gray and a flash silver.
These things are fucking terrible.
So here we go. It's got bolts on the inside.
Just when I was like last night, last night the Caps played the Blue Jackets, and I'm like, you know what? I really like the Blue Jackets, their jerseys, the like blue ones with the cream. Like, I really like those. Those are classy jerseys. And then this hits.
So let's break it down from a fundamental standpoint. As Braden Point is here. It's got bolts on the inside of the collar. It's got a silver nameplate and shoulder number. It's got the Adidas Prime Knit inspired sublimation numbering, which that's not great. Sublimation, you lost me. Silver bolt on the pants, silver primary. So that's a silver logo. That's not white. We're all silver everything.
The only way that this could win is if they were parlay.
Right. Tonal shoulder patch, black gloves with a gray cuff, and the Adidas Prime Knit inspired sublimation socks and sleeves. Take it in, folk. Take it all in.
Wow.
If you want to be stealth in hockey, wouldn't you want to be like the Maple Leafs jerseys at the outdoor game? Just completely white as hell.
This is basic. Yes. One. Stealth on a hockey rink is not a black and gray jersey. Two, this is effectively like the Ken Griffey Jr. like turn ahead the clock jersey. Like,
that's a good one.
Like, short of like, okay, so that jersey, if I remember correctly, was sleeveless, and it was a silver body with black.
It was a red. It was a red body, sir.
Red.
It was like a black. Hold on. There's Griffey. There's Griff. Oh, come on. Show me Griff. There's Griff. Look at Griff. It's a black jersey with red sleeves, a big fat number on the front with the logo on the side.
Oh, also awful.
There we go. So here's a better shot. Yeah, it was sleeveless.
It was sleeveless though.
By
it was
and
all
large.
black.
Mm-hmm. With the backwards cap on, and there's the batting thing.
Ken Griffey Jr. is the man.
Yeah, and there's the name was on the bottom. This is from this year. They did a turn ahead the clock revamp night. So my God in heaven.
I'm sorry, Aaron. Aaron said that's a Seattle classic. I can't hate on it.
Oh,
I'm not. Well, I guess I am kind of hating on it.
Fair enough, but there's A-Rod in the jersey.
I do love Ken Griffey Jr. still.
Ken Griffey Jr. probably one of the best swings. Swing in the world.
Amazing. Him and
So
Will Clark.
Yeah,
but
Will
those
Thrill.
Bolts jerseys are shit.
They are kind of garbage. Not great on the ice. Like it kind of looks like dog shit on the ice. It looks like a practice jersey. It looks more like a practice jersey than the Sharks jerseys did.
No, so I wouldn't say that it looks like a practice jersey. I would say that it looks like somebody came up with an idea for an entirely black jersey, and somebody else walked in the room right before the presentation was over and was like, "What if we added gray sleeves?" And everybody was like, "You know what? Great idea. How about we gradient it into the rest of the jersey?" Like that should have been it.
Fucking put it everywhere.
No, I'll be completely honest. If that's an entirely black jersey with gray logos, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
The sleeves really screw it up.
Yeah. What is it with gradient that doesn't work in hockey for some reason?
Well, because gradient in itself is shit.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like, it's not a smart way to fill anything. It was really only cool when you were using it in clip art.
Yeah.
That was a good Microsoft joke.
I like that.
Kids.
Kids in your Linux.
But I just don't. I don't get it. That's taking it too much. That's Adidas going, hey, look, we can do this. And somebody going, do it. And they're like, we didn't think anybody would actually care.
Oh, is that a challenge? Like, no, we didn't. You didn't. No, you guys think we can't do it? No, we just said you could do it. We just say it probably wouldn't be the great idea. We're gonna do it.
I'd actually like to see one of these in real life now because I want to know what the lettering is all about as well.
Oh, like the sublimation.
Yeah, because I don't like that hockey jerseys are going that way. I don't like the Black Bears jerseys that were sublimated. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
Like, I like my jersey because it's extremely Maryland, but I don't like the sublimated numbering.
I think it's cheaper to make, and I think that's probably why.
Oh, it's definitely cheaper to make.
Well, I mean, the replica
and it's
jersey,
probably lighter. It's probably 15%.
15%, at least 15%. But the jersey I got, the replica I got sublimated, it's fine. Like, it's not terrible. I miss the feel of like the actual like heaviness of the crest, but it's
the crest
okay.
and the numbers.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, I mean, that it works on a hoodie. Like, if you were to put it on the hoodie, like
the hoodie's nice. Yeah, I agree with that. Your hoodie is good. I like that.
Yeah. But yeah. Do they sell Burp at the Black Bears games? The one with the crest on, or is sublimated?
I don't think they have jerseys anymore at the games.
Oh, okay.
You have to get them on the website now. But it was sublimated as well.
Oh, well, okay. So it was basically the same gimmick as what was ordered on because the website ones are sublimated. So
yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was the same.
But yeah, I think it's more cost effective if you want to get everything lighter.
Well, no, so that makes a lot of sense to me for the Black Bears. It does not make sense to me for the Lightning.
Yes, or any NHL team or anybody that deals with Adidas. Like, honestly,
I mean, weren't the numbers light enough anyway? Oh no,
creative like forever to load.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, John. Your boy found it. Your boy found it right here. What we got? What you got? Some chuckles and gaffs. Here we go. There it is. It's like little raindrops, Johnny. It's like a storm's coming, Johnny. It's like little raindrops or black rice.
No,
like it's there.
That's what happens when the guy from Infinity War snaps his fingers.
Thanos joke.
Thanos.
Everything.
That's it.
Love it.
It's a great picture, though. I love the picture.
It's a good detail. So I'm like, all right, there we go. Johnny can get his. It still looks white. It doesn't look silver at all. I think I figure something out with that shit.
I'd actually. You know what? We should have a Taylor segment and find out since we're on Jersey Talk.
We should. And with that Taylor segment, we bring in Lyle Richardson of SpectresHockey.net. Lyle.
Good evening.
So the Lightning's jersey, what do you think? Pass or fail?
Can I take don't give a shit?
Wow, Lyle killing the bit already.
Sorry, I just don't care. Though I did like Johnny's Thanos drop, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanos, the Hands of Fate, for those of you who are Mr. Science Theater 3000 fans.
That's Mano's Hand of Fate.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, no.
Mano,
yes. No,
you're both equally as bad.
The chat is on fire right now.
Oh.
Aaron said he's looking forward to when the Seattle NHL teams wears the Mariners turn back the clock jerseys.
I would love that, honestly. Call them the Seattle Compasses and then steal that look.
And then AJ says it looks like they used the spray paint feature in MS Paint.
For the win.
Wow.
There it is.
Johnny, yes. I didn't think anybody could one up your clip art joke.
I know. We are. Wow. That was a good clip art joke that I made.
Was excellent.
Solid clip art joke. And then AJ just taking it home with the spray paint tool.
Knocks it out of the park.
I don't know. I don't get it.
I know, right? Lyle, we realize it's actually it's storm gray, midnight black, and flash silver because we have to have adjective color now when you unveil jerseys.
Well, okay. So they obviously obviously no other team can use exclusive gray because then it's not exclusive to the Arizona.
Exclusive gray.
It's not exclusive to Arizona State, and they paid good money for that.
To have
I'm
it as
sure.
exclusive gray.
So no other team can have exclusive gray ever. So even if it was exclusive gray and we like could tell through pictures it was exactly the same color, I guarantee you Adidas would call it something else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, gentlemen.
Aquaman gray.
Gentlemen. I found another little slideshow. And Lyle, I know you don't care, so you can tune out here for a bit.
No.
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 So here we go. So here it looks like it's stitched on. So that's promising.
Is that sublimated looks stitched on?
It could just be like, yeah, sublimated looks stitched on, and like this one.
I like that.
That one looks fine. The patch looks fine. There's the helmet. That looks
That's
okay.
fine. Whatever.
And there's the little rice things.
The San Francisco treat.
And then the bolts on the inside. That's fine. Then this. I don't know what this is. I guess this is where they just print the numbers on the jersey and say, that's good.
Hold on. Do the numbers have rice?
It's got the rice.
Oh,
It's like an hourglass. It's
This
like the
has
sands
gotten
of the
worse.
hourglass. But the problem here's the fucked up part about this. So we'll go back to.
I bet you that this isn't even a jersey you can burn. You
No.
probably have to take this to Lowe's in order to recycle it because like you can't put it in the trash.
Here's the problem. Like on the sleeves, it goes from gray from black to gray. Here it goes from gray to black in the bottom. It literally is like an hourglass, where it just fills up with the blackness down here when it should be the other way around. They can't even do jerseys right. Oh. It is also Johnny.
Adidas had so much promise too,
right? Oh, please tell me this is a bigger one, ladies.
I saw a Val Venus video on Twitter this week. That was fantastic.
Venus?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all jumping in the Wayback Machine.
Oh yeah.
Johnny, don't worry. If you don't like the jersey, they've got an entire line of stuff. All the sublimation.
Lifestyle
Look at all this black on black. Look at all this
Not
black
that there's
on black
anything
stuff.
wrong with that.
No. Designed to be worn both in arena and out, the new third jersey was created with lifestyle in mind. A full retail collection includes items featuring the Adidas sneaker Prime Knit inspired sublimation and jersey color system. Tampa Bay Sports is the only location to get the same authentic number and lettering system the players wear on the ice. The new jersey and line are available online and in all Tampa Bay Sports store locations.
That one T-shirt.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
The one T-shirt that's directly there to the left of the jersey. That one, it looks like Flash if it was like alternate universe Flash.
Oh, you
Flash! In the universe. I just got away. Is it all wick away?
A wick away
material.
I think
sure
probably
they
is.
are.
Yeah.
I think everything
better
Adidas
be.
makes is wick away. Like I have underwear that can wick sweat just in case.
Well, just in case you need that fresh ball scent.
I mean, you don't want swamp ass, Lyle.
You know what? He's not wrong, Lyle. We can't
Listen,
take that away from him.
No, I know. I have wick away Jim Duds myself. That's the reason why I was asking. Which quite honestly, I think is BS because I still end up just soaked wearing that stuff anyway from my own sweat. So anyway, regardless,
there's only one way to not be soaked. It doesn't matter if you're wearing wick away clothes or not. It's not to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sitting on the couch, I haven't broken a sweat in months.
Oh, absolutely. I hear you. That's pretty much it for me. So yeah. But in terms of this whole wicks away moisture from your skin, peel no.
I don't know
Peel,
what's wrong.
No chafing though. I will give it that.
Well, that's
there
good.
you go.
That's good.
That is important. Yes.
Lyle, when is the trade deadline? 26th?
25th, my friend. 25th. 3 p.m. on Monday, February the 25th.
It's the day
2 p.m.
after.
Eastern.
It's the day after De La Banis. The of course the day of the bandanas.
Ah,
I don't know.
So wear your bandanos.
Exactly.
Or bandanos, por favor.
Yeah. So are you ready for it, Lyle? Or are we
trade deadline?
Are you ready for it, Lyle?
I'm always ready.
Lyle, are you ready for just all the dead air that's going to happen because there's not going to be many teams?
I think this year's going to be different, Scotty. I think this year most of the big deals will wait till the last minute or wait till the last day.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, I'm willing to buy into the hype machine this year because last year we knew it was just going to be a whole lot of meh.
There we go.
But this year there's a lot more names out there. A lot more names that could move. Well, listen, hey, if the Ottawa Senators don't re-sign Matt Duchene and or Mark Stone, they're going to trade them because they can't risk losing them for nothing.
Lyle, and that brings me to this point. Are they in trouble of not hitting the floor if they trade both those guys?
No. I'm pretty sure they'll get something back because the asking price is supposedly from our good buddy, the Ottawa Suns, Bruce Garriock. They want 3 pieces per player.
A suit? Oh,
yeah.
Yes. They want the coat, the vest, and the trousers.
But
no,
both the trousers and the vest have to have gradients on them. Sorry.
Yeah, have to.
Yes,
we got to.
The coat being the player, the vest being the first round pick, and the trousers being the top prospect. Though I suppose I should actually flip that around. I would say probably the player would be the trousers because the top prospect and the first round pick both being tops would have to be on the upper body. So,
yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I'll let you decide which one of the upper body pieces you think should be the best or should be the first round pick.
Appreciate it.
Or the top prospect. But anyway, that's what they're looking for apparently per player. Now, are they going to get that much? Could. Maybe not. They'll get something. They'll get something. I'm pretty sure they'll get a player back in each deal for sure. Right. Player and a prospect / first round pick, but they'll get something. They'll get something back. But it'll be real interesting. Yeah, if they end up trading both, I still think of the two, it's Duchene that goes, and Matt Stone stays, just because Stone seems the keenest of the two to stay in Ottawa. If they re-sign both guys, then Ryan Dzingel's definitely gone. And if they decide to keep one or the other, then they'll re-sign Dzingel. And if both of those guys go, Dzingel's being re-signed for sure. But but that's basically that situation with them. But yeah, those are two of the notables that will be available. And Artemi Panarin could be. I think the odds of him being available for Columbus, I think that's a lot better than they were a week ago after he basically admitted what we all knew, that, he's going to go to market this summer, and he's probably not going to come back to Columbus. So,
well, these things happen.
Yeah.
Can you do?
Well, what you can do is if you're Columbus from now on, don't go and trade for players who only have a year left on their contract.
Fair point.
Yeah, you may see Jarmo Kekalainen made an assumption that Artemi would really, really, really like Columbus, and as it turned out, Artemi really, really doesn't. I don't know why. I've never been to Columbus, so I cannot sit down and pass judgment. And I hear it's a nice place, and I hear the people are wonderful, and the fans are devoted. And I hear the fans are devoted. And but apparently he wants either warmer climes, being Florida or California, or he'd like to go maybe to the Big Apple, or maybe back to Chicago. Though I think that latter one's gonna be kind of hard to do. But
Chris would like to ask, how much does Dzingel make if both Stone and Duchene leave?
Oh, he gets I'd say probably around 5.5 mil a season. The guy's on pace for 30 goals. So I'd say you probably get that.
I want to jump in here. Apparently on sportslogos.net, they have a NHL uniform. And I think they have uniform trackers for all the sports, where they have a score. There's certain seasons, at least in the NHL, that they go to, and they show the jersey matchup for that night. And I have a half chub just looking at these. It's quite fantastic. It's great. Because it gave me the inspiration for this week's haha fuck you.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Keep that
ladies and
buried.
gentlemen, you will be prepared for garbage.
Val Venus.
Also breaking news in the world of logos, the Baltimore Orioles have changed their logo.
Again?
Their
What?
primary logo is now the smiling bird, everybody. It is now going to be the word mark for
Yes!
everything.
The smiling Oriole.
So the Oriole that is perched on the dot of the I in Orioles is now the alternate logo. The smiling bird is now the primary mark that should be on everybody's radar.
Back where it belongs.
Congratulations.
Smiling bird is back where he belongs.
In all honesty, it was the official logo since they changed back. I guess they just had to wait a few years.
Oh my.
All right. We had the Montreal Canadiens made some minor moves,
Mm-hmm.
so that was a thing.
Yep.
Your thought? I mean, Dale Weiss gets back and then gets sent down to Laval,
and now he's back.
and now he's back
today.
again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brought in Nate Thompson from Helle. The initial reaction I saw from some folks was, "Why is he doing this?" The reason why he's doing that is because their fourth line, they weren't happy with the guys they had there with Nick Delorier. So you bring in Dale Weiss, who's thrilled to be back in Montreal.
Yes, he was a guy who didn't want to leave in the first place. Honestly.
He didn't want to leave, and now he is just happy as hell to be back. And Nate Thompson, believe it or not, had a no trade clause, but was willing to waive it to come to Montreal. So there you go. That's a thing. So at least that addressed one area of concern, which I think is legitimate. Because listen, if you're going to do that grind down through the stretch run and into the playoffs, you don't want to be doing it with just three lines that you can rely on. So brings in a little more size and a little more defensive experience and acumen. So and didn't gave up very little to get either guys. So hey, worked out. I think.
Exactly.
I don't know if Bergevin's got any other moves in store. But we do know that he is definitely still not going to trade his first round picks. He's not going to trade his top prospects. So I think the deals that we saw, I think he'd be willing to move because he does have some depth in sort of mid-round picks, sort of between the third and fifth round. He's got some spares there. If he's got several in this year's draft, and I think he's got a couple in next year's too. So he'd be willing to move those guys. I think he's just going to sit and be patient and just see what's available that he might be able to get on the cheap as we get close to the trade deadline. I don't think he's done by any stretch, but he's not going to go after the big fish.
Sure.
That's not happening.
I heard this from Jen in her recovering state.
How is she, by the way?
She's doing well.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Great.
she's like, it's like I did too many sit-ups, and I'm like, I don't know what that feels like. So I will have to go with your word. Did I hear that the Tampa Bay Lightning can't trade away their picks because they're all conditional picks?
They cannot trade their first round pick or their second round pick in this year's draft because they are conditional. If they, if they end up eliminated from the playoffs before they reach the Stanley Cup final, that pick that in that big trade they made last year, they get with the Rangers where they got McDonough, JT Miller. The one for then it's then the Rangers get the second round, the Lightning second round pick. If the Lightning win the Stanley Cup, that pick becomes the Lightning's first round pick in this year's draft. So if it's a conditional pick in that regard, it can't go anywhere. So that's going to limit the Lightning if they plan on making any big moves. Though the Lightning, geez, the depth that they have and anything, there's not a hell of a whole lot they need to do.
No.
I mean, I can see them maybe taking a look around at some of the more notable names in there, like maybe a Wayne Simmons or a Michael Furlan. Maybe they look for another right side D man. But there really isn't a heck of a, they don't need to really bring in a whole lot, and they don't need to give up a whole lot either to do it. So they'll be interesting to watch. But their first and second round picks are definitely out of play, and that's going to hamper them if they do decide they want to try and go after, maybe one of the more notable names.
Absolutely. So you mentioned some of the notable names. Wayne Simmons out there. Who else? Who else we got out there? Well, if we got to do hot takeries, if we had a board, if I had a green screen and a production value to do this, and put a board of our hot picks, our hot takes.
The hot takes. Hot take. Well, the latest out of the hot takery bakery earlier this week, Jonathan Huberdeau of your Florida
AJ's
Panthers.
not gonna like that one.
Yeah. Well, this one now, everybody just take a breath.
No,
anyway,
I can't.
apparently,
I have to hold my breath
because it's
on
a hot
this deal.
take. Well, you have to hold your breath because it's so.
You got to eat it. You got to inhale.
Burn it on your tongue. Yeah. But anyway, Frank
Breathing's not
Saravalli.
something I do well anyway.
That's true.
Frank Saravalli of TSN, anyway, updating his TSN trade bait board earlier this week, put Jonathan Huberdeau on the big board, saying that, well, you know, if the Florida Panthers are really keen to bring in Artemi Panarin and maybe even Sergei Bobrovsky via trade rather than chase them via free agency, that you'd have to throw in somebody like Jonathan Huberdeau to get it done. And, you know, I won't disagree with that assessment. If you're going to go after Panarin, it would take Jonathan I think if they offered up Jonathan Huberdeau straight up for Artemi Panarin, the Jackets would be on that in a heartbeat.
Sure.
Because Jonathan Huberdeau, I mean, he's another one like Alexander Barkov. Oh, they're terrific players, right smack in the midst of their playing prime. They're only he's 25. He's got they got another 4 years left on his contract. 5.9 mil cap hit, very reasonable. He's almost a point per game player this season. I mean, he has really improved in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
He has really developed into a quality first line left wing. But we don't hear very much about him because, of course, the Panthers have been sucking on toast for a while. So, through no fault of Barkov and Huberdeau, by the way, despite their best efforts. But I would say that, I mean, if Dale Talon was crazy enough to make that offer, Jarmo Kekalainen of the Jackets would be on that in a heartbeat. But I don't see that deal going down just because Dale Talon, it would be a hell of a gamble on his part, because if you're going to go after Artemi Panarin, you are going to give away your first line left wing for a guy who is also a first line left wing but can depart via free agency this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So you need assurances that you're going to be able to get Artemi Panarin re-signed before you agree to make that deal. And if Panarin is sticking to his guns as he did on Friday after he interestingly changed agents to have the same agent as Bobrovsky, but if he's absolutely insistent that he wants to test the market, then Dale Talon's being a damn fool if he makes that move. He'd be an absolute fool. He would then, and listen, I've been sympathetic for the most part to Dale Talon. Keep him away from a fax machine. He's golden.
Absolutely.
But
2019, we shouldn't have these anyway.
Yeah, we shouldn't have these anymore. But no, that's why I can't buy into that move. The only way I see that deal happening is if he gets permission to speak to Panarin and his agent, and Panarin says, "Yes, you acquire me, and I will sign a contract with you." That's the only way I see that deal going down. So,
but even then.
Yeah. Well, no. If he agrees, if he agrees to do it, it becomes like a sign and trade, or a trade and sign, if you will. If that sort of scenario goes, I mean, it's got to be a more than just verbal. And then he goes, "Oh, changed my mind. You know, I've been here for a few weeks, decided Florida's not my bag. Sorry, I'm out of here." No. That's the only way I see that happening, because without that kind of assurance that you're going to have his signature to a contract, either within 24 hours of the trade going down, oh man, that's a fool's bargain. So I'm a little leery about that hot takery about Huberdeau being on there. I'm not saying they wouldn't consider it. I think that the Panthers have to consider a lot of options right now, because they were really expected to be a playoff contender this year, and it hasn't worked out for them. So we know some changes are coming, but I don't think Huberdeau's a guy you got to get out of there to make it happen. And besides, why not hang on to him and then see if you can't sign Panarin in the offseason? You got a lot of cap space. You can free up even more. You know, I mean, there's now I hear that the latest one is that Mike Hoffman could be on the move again, and that one I could see happening. I could see them moving Mike Hoffman.
Less term.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is he's still got that 10-team no trade deal. I don't think that's gonna be a deal.
But he could be willing to waive it.
I bet you one of
gonna
those teams is the Ottawa Senators. So we just need 9 more teams he's not going to go to.
But if he's willing to go to Columbus, maybe you package him with a first-round pick or something. I'm just saying that, even if you don't do that to get Panarin, even if you decide, okay, we're going to move Mike Hoffman just to shed salary, we'll bring back some draft picks and prospects, and we'll use that as trade bait to try and do something else. But I mean, why not hang on to like Huberdeau and use the cap space by trading somebody else to put towards getting Panarin? I mean, now, holy crap. Now you got a top 6 that's going to be frightening next year. So
not even to mention that Owen Tippett's still around kicking around in the system.
Exactly.
So, it could be a calculated gamble, but you almost have to at this point if you're Florida. They're drawing like 10 people to the arenas.
Yeah, they got
Anton Hudobin's fucking comment from last night's game.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about that, Johnny?
Yes, I did.
But
you can still say it.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like playing an exhibition game.
Yeah.
He said something to effect, and I'm paraphrasing, that you go to a place that's sold out all the time, and then you come here, it feels like an exhibition game, but it's not. I'm like, that's kind of damning. But you look at those seats, and it's like, I understand where it's coming from.
So, and that's like I said, the Panthers are going to be making significant changes. Those are coming. They're definitely going to. I think they're definitely going to be pushing hard for Bobrovsky. Word is that they looked into the cost of acquiring him, but right now that sticker price made them go. So no. Why go and waste assets for a guy who you most likely will be able to sign this summer as a free agent? So they're going to want to improve the goaltending, which means James Reimer will be traded or bought out because Bobby Lou, Roberto Luongo ain't going anywhere. You're going to want to try and bolster your defense a little bit more, I think. And hey, if you can get Artemi Panarin in the summer too, why not? But they're going to want to make improvements because this was a really disappointing year for them. So much was expected of them, and hey, despite the personal improvement of guys like Barkov and Huberdeau, they still need some more work. So yeah,
there you go.
Those guys,
everybody.
Those guys, yeah.
See.
Yeah.
Matthew Tkachuk made an interesting comment
Mm-hmm.
about Austin Matthews' contract now setting a bar since it's a 5-year deal and he still got paid.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the new wave? Are we done with max contracts? Are max contracts, I guess, by and large for players, a leverage for guys who, I don't know, don't want to invest in their future or are comfortable in their situation? The 5-year deal seems like a nice deal. It's not too much. It's not too little. It's right in that sweet spot where you can still get nice money.
I think it depends on the age of the player, Scotty. Honestly, seriously, I think it depends on the age of the player. If you're in your early 20s, coming out of an entry-level deal, and you're a star after just 3 years in the league, coming off an entry-level deal, why not get a 5-year deal? You're going to be 21, 22 when you sign that. If you're 21, it brings you up to 26. You're still right in your playing prime, and now you're in good shape to get yourself another big money deal, right?
Yeah.
Or you could even sign that
bigger money deal.
Yeah, for even bigger. But that's when I think you see the 8-year contracts come in. The guys that are going to go for the 7 and 8-year contracts are still going to be guys in their late 20s. Because they know when you get 27, 28, 29, you start getting close to 30, that your playing prime is starting to become fine. There's lesser years there. So you're going to want a little more job security in there. Okay. Whereas if you're 20, you're 21, you're just coming to your entry level deal, or you're signing, or you're willing to sign that extension in the summer before the final year of your entry level contract, which you are allowed to do. Then you go for that, and you could then become, as I said, eligible for an even bigger, as Johnny said, an even bigger deal. at age 25, 26, 27. So, yeah, I think that I wouldn't even be surprised if you even see maybe go to 4 years, as long as you're getting big money, as long as you're getting 11, 12 mil a season, and that way you can also kind of be even a little magnanimous about it too. Go, see, I left money on the table. I could have taken more term, but I took less to help my teammates.
When do you become a free agent? I know this is a question I should know.
What do you mean unrestricted free agent?
I think it's 26 now.
No. Well, no. The standard age is 27, but
Okay.
the earliest is 25. If you join the NHL at 18, it's either 7 years or age 27.
Okay.
So if you've been in the league 7 years, you join the league at 18, you're eligible to become a
So
UFA
then this
at
is
25.
actually a year too long for Austin Matthews.
Essentially.
A little bit. Again, you're still in your playing prime. Originally, they were going to go for an 8-year deal. If he'd signed that, they would have pushed him up to 29.
Yeah,
when he signed this
that's not
thing.
worth it.
No, exactly. Now, 26, still smacking in your prime. You're still putting up big numbers. Yeah. And if he ends up helping the Leafs win the Stanley Cup, just open the vault and let him swim in it.
So is this new 5-year deal the new bridge deal?
That's an interesting take on that. In a way, it kind of could be. I mean, for big name players who are very young, guys like Austin Matthews, perhaps it could be kind of like that bridge to the 8-year deal, even the bigger bucks.
Isn't Austin Matthews kind of showing the blueprint on what the exceptional, quote unquote, number one overall pick should start to think about? Maybe going that European route, playing against some adults for 2 or 3 years, then getting drafted, coming into the NHL at 18, being able to play through your rookie contract, and then this 5-year deal-ish, 4 or 5-year deal that gets you to your unrestricted free agency. I feel like people who think in that same vein, right, that I'm the consensus number one pick, this is what it's going to be. He's literally creating a blueprint right now for the future to follow.
If I may, Lyle.
Absolutely, Scotty.
I wrote about this years ago when he did this. I think it's a great idea. I think it's the smart idea he can do. The problem is I don't think we have an exceptional player since to be able to go do that and hold their salt and keep up in those.
But has anyone tried it?
No.
Could Jack Hughes have done this and we just don't
probably
know?
could have. He probably could have, but I think he also wanted to go to college as well. And I think once he plays there, we saw this in the 90s with Soviet players coming over and playing in the IHL because the age limit was 16 or 17. So Sergei Samsonov gets picked there. Patrick Stefan gets picked from the IHL. I when I wrote about this, I'm like, this could be a new path if there's an exceptional enough player, and I think if European teams can market him. Austin Matthews was a known commodity. Yeah, I think Jack Hughes could have been a known commodity too. But at the same time, I think it's one of those situations where you're not going to have a player like this all the time, and odds are they're probably not going to take that route in Europe because you knew
so
Austin
it also
Matthews
doesn't work for a European player.
How do you mean?
So for a kid who's the consensus number, so if Ovechkin did this, right? This doesn't work for him because no one cares.
Right.
He's the overall number one pick. He's going to be playing in the KHL, blah, 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 whatever. This is the way it is. But because it was an American or a Canadian that was doing it, it creates this new path that no one had really used in the past.
Sure.
It'll be interesting to see if somebody else does do that. I mean, because honestly, I think it's an interesting premise that
there has to be like an
8-year-old
kid that's like the next best thing, right?
Somebody who's an 8-year-old kid who's an Austin Matthews fan, and looks at what Austin Matthews did, because kids emulate their heroes. Especially the next generation of players, they try to emulate them. And if maybe there's, like you said, maybe there's a 7 or 18-year-old Toronto Maple Leafs fan who's over the next 10 years sees what Austin Matthews does and says, I'm going to do what he did. Okay, and especially if, as you pointed out, Scotty, if they're a known commodity. But even if they're not, even if they're really good, but let's say they decide I'm going to skip the draft for a year, if that's at all possible, to go to Europe for 1 year. I mean, we don't know what's going to shake out in the next CBA. Maybe that option will be there. Who can say? But if there is the way to do that. I certainly think that that's probably a better way to go, to be honest. If you want to prep a kid for the NHL, go and play in Europe in one of the main leagues, like in Switzerland or in this in Sweden, or even go to the KHL for a year and kind of get that taste of the pro life, so that you're better prepared for what you're going to face if you are going to be the number 1 pick or a top 3 pick.
I think it helped that Austin Matthews didn't know what the hell he was doing future-wise. I mean, Jack Hughes knew he wanted to go to Michigan. He knew where his path was.
True.
Austin Matthews didn't seem to have a path. Like, he played for the U.S. development team, but at the same time, I don't think he was keen on going to college.
No.
He wasn't keen on going to major junior.
No.
Where else does that leave you?
Mm-hmm.
Europe.
This is just a question to both of you. And anyone on the live chat that wants
6.5, Johnny. 6.5.
I wasn't talking penis size. Jesus.
All right, fine.
So does it matter if a kid coming out of the United States or Canada is like a marketable name? If they're going to a place like Sweden or something like that, do they have to be a marketable name, or is it good enough that they're coming from North America that it'll like sell people to watch that team or buy jerseys or that kind of thing?
Lyle, if you want to go ahead and
because like professional soccer, the only thing I can relate this to is international soccer, and there's definitely like a bias toward.
If give me 2 seconds right now to find out, just find out one thing real quick. I just had there it is, perfect.
Okay.
All right, so Austin Matthews going over there. If this was, say, Charlie McAvoy,
okay,
would that be as much hype? If it was a Alex Nylander, if he went from, but he was a Swedish guy, Matthew Tkachuk. Matthew
Tkachuk would be a better.
If Matthew Tkachuk went over to play in the Swiss League, would the Swiss League want him? I think there's more of a pizzazz because of people talked up Austin Matthews.
But in the case of Matt Tkachuk, remember the bloodline.
That's true. It's very true.
You would almost have to take somebody out of the equation that had an NHL dad.
Yeah,
I was going to say Kiefer Bellows next.
But somebody, yeah. But I mean, it does matter if there is hype attached to it. It does. Again, I think if you're going to be, if you're looking at being a top prospect, or you've got that bloodline. And it also helped. I mean, yes, Matt Tkachuk had the bloodline, but he was also a very good young player in his own right too. If you do go over to Europe for a year, though, to kind of as sort of like finishing school, if you will, if you could be marketable that way, to that European team, and it could also perhaps improve your positioning in the draft.
And I also think that it's a trust issue as well, because if a European team is going to give a 17-year-old kid the amount of money that they can, a fair amount of money, they better be worth it. They better be worth that $800,000.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big deal too. And I mean, how did the hype, like Connor McDavid? How did he get, like, if Connor McDavid went over?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he would have been playing there at 14.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. The whole world would have went like kaboom. Yeah. Everybody's head would have exploded. What do you mean? A Canadian boy bypassing
Yeah,
one
exactly.
year of his eligibility to go over and play.
This is why it's CHL. David Brett, my good boy. He needs to go and say and gotta do the thing and make sure the thing keep it Canadian, boys.
That was good. That was good, actually.
I like it.
That's
Yeah, I
You
like
got
how you get the hands
Your
going,
point
like
across and
playing the
made zero
piano.
coherently sense.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
David
yes.
Branch over there, he's doing the things there right. And listen, I got a couple seconds here. Don't interrupt me. If he lets Connor McDavid go over to Switzerland, it's the end of Canadian hockey. Might as well just board it up and ship it off to the Vikings. What?
What, to Minnesota? Okay.
To-
okay.
right? And I'm sure they.
Whatever
they,
you say, Don. Just
They made it
just-
to the
Does it end
NFC
up in
finals
like a
last
sex
year.
Keep
boat
playing your
there?
invisible piano, Don. Thank you. Yeah.
Sex boat. Nice sex boat reference, Johnny.
Thank you. I'm going all 90s this show.
Oh wow.
Apparently, Jesus. Oh, lordy.
Blast from the past from Johnny P.
So I think it does take a little bit of a
Mm.
notable name and a notable
Yeah.
pizzazz. And I think it helped that Mark Crawford was over there too, coaching that team. That didn't hurt.
That
a lot.
didn't hurt. That didn't
doesn't
hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris
wonder-
says that for the casual fan, it probably has limited impact, but for people who can't get enough hockey analysis, it's probably a bigger impact going
That's
to Europe.
fair.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, the reason I asked that question, right, is because Christian Pulisic is going to Chelsea in the summer. And in European soccer, there's almost something to the effect of we're still trying to sell ourselves in the United States.
Mhm.
So like just being American and a really, really good American like helps to like
Yeah.
kind of sell who you are.
And I think who was Lyle? I don't know how much you follow the football. There was a kid from Calgary who went over and started to be part of the English national team. And I can't remember his goddamn name.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of it either, but
and
know
I
who
think
you're
that
talking
got
about.
a lot of people in Calgary
Mhm.
interested.
Speaking of Canada soccer, Alphonso Davies is really fucking good.
All right. Fonzo Davies, everybody. Oh, is it Owen Hargraves? Yeah, Owen Hargraves.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a Canadian. He's from Calgary.
Mhm.
So he went over and goes to Bayern Munich, and then goes to Man United and stuff like that. And I think that got people a little bit interested, at least in Western Canada, who couldn't give two shits about soccer normally.
Yeah, but footy's making its own progress anyway.
Oh,
without the
absolutely.
normal, I mean, come on, it's
I got
huge over here
I got
now.
into soccer because Sportsnet would play it in the mornings, and I was up at that time.
Yeah, well, I had always kind of followed it casually, and I played it when I was in junior high and high school, but I didn't get into the English Premier League heavy until the season-killing lockout of 2004-05. 'Cause I had to watch something, you know. I had to watch something,
Guys, I had to watch something.
and what they were showing. Well, I mean, obviously, I was watching a lot of junior games too, but I just that's what kind of rekindled my love of footy, and especially the English Premier League.
And it helped that their games were on in the morning and the afternoon, just in time for nighttime hockey.
Oh yes,
Uh-huh.
oh yes.
Oh yeah, I can drink all day long on Saturday.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Start at like 7:00 in the morning,
And
go
then
through
you realize, oh shit, soccer's on.
a 12:30 game, and then that ends at like 2:30, and then there might be a game on NHL Network, and then there's like a 7 p.m. game, like
The
well,
best
hockey.
thing.
I mean,
Yeah, well, best thing with Sportsnet is you got a game. The first of the English Premier League games usually start on Saturday morning, usually about 8 or 9 my time, usually around 8. Then they'll show two games, and
there's
then
a
they'll
7:30 game on here.
they'll show two games
Fancy.
back to back, and then if you did happen to miss one or you wanted to watch again, they will replay it again. They'll replay one of them in the afternoon, just in time then for your mid-afternoon hockey game, and then you get into Hockey Night in Canada. So Saturdays, if I wasn't doing this for a living, Saturdays would be an absolute fucking write-off for me.
No shit, huh?
Perfect.
During the hockey/footy season. Oi. Yeah.
That's what I do on Saturdays.
Well, I mean, on Saturdays I usually have to put footy playing on in the background when I'm working. Anyway, the morning footy. I love. Oh man, my best time ever was during the 2010 World Cup out of South Africa, because those games start so early in the morning. It was fantastic. Oh, I loved it. That was
Just
great.
short of having that vuvuzela the entire time, but that's something you could look over.
That's what mute's for. When it got a little. Actually, it wasn't too bad, but yeah. But I love that. Was my favorite time was when the 2010 World Cup. Was that one, because I was covering, because we had the end of the NHL playoffs and we're heading into the draft, we're heading into free agency, and oh my God, the World Cup's going on. This is great. Anyway, so yeah, do I follow the footy? No, casually.
I derailed
a little bit.
Casually, I'm still pissed off right now that Liverpool's still stuck in second in the fucking English Premier League. Come on, God damn it.
Well, there you go, Johnny.
They have a game in hand.
I know, but damn it.
Johnny,
they
help me.
They haven't won anything of note since 2004. For Christ's sake, come on!
There it is. There you go. It's buying time because I keep forgetting to do totals for the pick'em segment until as it's happening.
My randomness is helping.
I love it. It's filling time. It's filling time.
Well,
do we have any bag of fun stuff?
The only person that I could see get a max contract is Domi. Ha! I've been waiting for that one.
Boy.
Oh, I tell you.
Oh, Mark fucked up last week. Oh, Mark done fucked up last week.
God, I hope his team folded.
Oh no, it did.
Oh no, that was
it really should have. Let me just do the totals here. So Lyle,
coming back.
Lyle, I'm coming back to Calgary next week. What should I be prepared for? You're not there, but give me an insight on Calgary politics. Go. Quick, fill another like 75 seconds.
No. My New Year's resolution was no more following politics. It just all it ever does.
I heard it's colder here than it is in Calgary. Go.
It just upsets me. I don't do it anymore. No.
Are we looking for? You didn't even tell us who the pick'em was this week.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Well, Lyle, you don't get the rundown anyway. So it's the Severna Park Hockey League, Johnny. The SPHL.
The SPHL.
Oh God, this disgusts me. All right. Last week, Johnny P was the big winner.
Yes.
Oh!
17 goals for him.
Whoa.
Lyle was in second with 8. I was in third with 7. Mark's team played one game and got shut out, so he had 0.
Wow, that's a 17-point swing for me.
But Mark is still ahead by 19 goals.
Oh my God.
Mark is at 171, Johnny 152. I'm at 147.
Yeah, but it only takes one more week like that, and I'm tied.
That's true. So
Oh
here
my
we
God.
are. Manischewitz. We are here for the SPHL, ladies and gentlemen, the Severna Park Hockey League. So what do we do? Southern Professional Hockey League.
The Southern Professional Hockey League.
Mark goes like weird gimmicks.
SPHL.com takes me to a banking website.
It's the SPHL.com.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Porn.
Right. Let's go with this. It's tax time. Mark likes taxes.
Yeah.
Mark also likes people's last names with a lot of consonants slammed together.
Okay, perfect.
So Dave Cisnexki's Quad City Storm, who play in the Tax Slayer Center, will be Mark's pick.
Perfect.
There you go.
That is perfect.
By the way, the coach's last name is PSZENYCZNY.
Right. That's the SNL skit where he's like, turn around. There are a bunch of consonants next to each other, so that's a nope.
It's gonna be a note for me. I am going with my pick because I like the band Alabama, and I like
about music
exactly, and I like Braun Strowman, so I'm going to pick the Huntsville Havoc because they play in the Van Braun Center.
Oh, all right. You're gonna play in Texas.
You gotta have a fiddle in the band. Lyle, who do you got?
Again, I've got to stick to my wrestling theme. God help me.
Right?
Because it hasn't served me well this year, but
it is what it is.
If there's one thing I know well, it's how to flog a dead horse. So because I grew up on a
Interesting. I wouldn't say that on the
Yeah,
internet.
I wouldn't.
because I grew up on a farm. I'm trying
Let's clip that and.
I don't even know what floggy means.
Mm,
Look it up, guys. Look it up. Look it up. Anyway, I'm gonna go with the.
there's really only one wrestling name you could go
Yeah,
with
I know the Macon WCW Mayhem.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you could possibly go with the Birmingham Brahma Bulls.
Oh, that's a good one too. The
Oh,
Birmingham
that is a
Brahma
good
Bulls.
one.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
Well,
but I'm gonna
we've already committed.
File that. I'm gonna file that one away. For
We've
next
already
time.
committed.
Yes, I've already committed.
I
But
pens to paper. I can't scratch it out. It looks.
I
silly.
will file that one away for next time. Good eye, Johnny. Good
Johnny,
eye.
you had a big win last week. So what do you got for us this week?
Chris says that he wants to pick this week.
All right, let's give Chris a pick.
So he says he has dibs on the Fayetteville Marksman.
Nice.
There you go.
Formerly the Fire Ants.
I'm gonna go with the Quad City DJs.
Mark already picked that one
Oh, really?
because they play the Tax Slayer Arena.
Oh, I missed
Remember,
that.
he
I forgot that. All right, then I guess I'm gonna go with the Birmingham Brahma Bulls.
Nice, good one.
There you go. There you go. As I said, I would normally be upset about where I am in the standings, but then of course we have the 200
200-point swing. It really doesn't.
So it really doesn't matter.
It's really a gong show shit. It's a shit show from the get go, Lyle. Let's be
Yes,
honest.
yes, it is, which is fun. I mean, this is an unusual place for me to be in these. Usually, I'm like either first or second, and then one of you guys win the Frozen Four, and
I
then
like
all
how-
of that turns out
yeah.
to be pointless. So maybe this year, me being dead last will change my luck.
Lyle tries so hard during the season and then loses because one of
Then
us
loses
have no
bigly.
fucking idea what we're doing
Yeah.
for college
Then-
hockey, and
then
we win the
loses
whole damn thing.
Bigly. So this year, I just said, "Fuck it, I'm sticking to to my wrestling teams
Attaboy.
regardless."
All right,
Again, plugging the dead horse.
two things though. Before let's one thing, and then we'll get to haha. Fuck you.
Okay.
Okay.
I found the birthday gift you all can get me
Oh.
right here. This
Oh
nice little
my
Old Bay Hawaiian
goodness.
shirt.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
a spicy meatball right there.
That is a spicy meatball.
Since I've become sweater guy,
Do they come
Um,
with pants?
I hope it does.
Oh,
better.
that would just that.
I can
I
make.
wonder
Let's make-
would the pants look the same as the shirt though, or would they go with a different style, but still keeping the Old Bay theme?
Here's what we would do. We would reverse it. We would do this
Mm-hmm.
this design with the pants,
Yeah. Oh.
blue shirt. This design is a vest and or jacket,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mhm.
then there we go.
Mhm.
There's your three
Okay.
pieces for the Panarin deal.
There you
See, I
go.
thought that
no, the Duchesne
What?
deal. The
Oh, the
Duchesne
Shane deal. There's your
I
three
was
pieces for
thinking.
an Ottawa deal.
I thought that the pants would just be red.
See, I think this is a Old Bay blue shirt. Then you have the vest playing off the shirt and the pants.
Where is this bad boy being sold?
Oh, this is on route1apparel.com. because
If that
all things
doesn't
Maryland.
smell like Old Bay, I'm out.
Oh, trust me, I'll put some seasoning on it. It's
Okay,
like
well, that's
if they don't have it, I got enough of it. I got like
Like if
gotta-
they don't, I want to walk into a place like Giant where they're selling Old Bay deodorant,
that would burn so much.
and I'm in.
That doesn't seem
You
like.
know what? Screw
No.
it. I'm in because I want to.
That
I
doesn't-
want that Old Bay
Why are you-
smell.
Do you really want Dundalk hookers all over you? Like fucking- Listen,
Can
you
you
want to
imagine? Could you imagine the smell that would come out of Stripper and Old Bay combined?
Don't make it a douche either. Like honestly, I don't fucking. All right. With that note, let's go to half. Fuck you. All right, guys, listen.
I'm
Let's
all
go to
in.
let's go to January 27th, 1996.
Oh God!
Wow, into the Wayback Machine.
Here are the jerseys that were worn this day. Thanks to sportslogos.net. Here are the jerseys that were
Oh,
worn
if
this
I
day.
knew that, I would have worn
My.
my Gretzky jersey.
Here this and what jersey pops out? We were talking about sublimation earlier.
Oh, is it? the
How
Kings
about
one?
this game right here? Your Anaheim Mighty Ducks against
I
the Los Angeles
Thought
Kings
so.
in the sublimated battle of the century. The first time these two teams faced off against each other in these jerseys.
Hold on, here's it.
Wow.
That wasn't sublimated though. That was sewed on.
Oh, that's well. The Ducks one was sublimated,
That's true.
but and this little swoosh here.
Had I known, I would have brought down my jersey. It's
I
upstairs.
know, right? Well, here we are. If you would have known, it would have been not fun.
True.
So
It would have spoiled it for you.
would have spoiled everything. So here we
Damn
go, ladies and gentlemen. January 27th, 1996.
Oh.
Kings, Ducks. We got 18 aside and a goalie apiece.
Oh my!
Oh.
Show
Yes.
me what you've got, Johnny P.
Since I have his jersey, I'll go with Wayne Gretzky.
Hey, there's a layup. Doesn't matter.
There's the easy layup.
Lyle.
Well, it's Anaheim Ducks. It's mid to late 90s. I got to go with Paul Correa.
Had a goal and assist that game. Board.
There we go.
Nice.
Johnny.
Yari Curry.
Board. I had to figure out which team he was on.
Okay, Ducks again. Well, I got to go with the only Ducks goalie that I remember from that era, and that's Guy Hebert.
Board. Johnny.
Chris would like to go Rob Blake.
Ooh, yes, I bet he would.
Not going
Uh-oh.
to be there.
Oh,
No,
no.
No, sir.
Nope.
Did not play
Injured-
in this game.
Injured
Little
that
injury.
game, I guess.
Yep.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I think it's Johnny's now.
1996.
Ooh.
I am going to go with Alexei Zhitnik.
Oh, good try.
Oh,
Good
I was
try.
so thinking Kings
Good
on
try.
that one. Yeah.
Good try.
Oh,
I
my
like
I
it.
thought you were tying all the pieces together.
All right, that would have been a hell of a thing.
God. Wow.
That would have been a hell of a thing.
Oh, okay. Well,
Lyle?
I'm gonna get this out of the way right now, since you guys are going over. We're gonna go over the obscure polls here. Yannick Perreault.
Board.
You're kidding? Which team?
LA.
Oh, I was just doing that to be a jerk and get it out of the way early. Holy shit! Wow. Okay,
You'll take the points.
I will definitely take the points.
Oh,
Johnny?
Eddie stuck around.
Hey,
Eddie
Eddie.
would like to go with Miroslav Satan.
Nope.
Ah,
I don't think he
Would've
played
been
for either of
safe.
these teams.
I thought
Yeah,
he had it.
Sabres, yeah.
Maybe he
Johnny?
just wanted to bring up Satan.
That's
Yeah.
fine. John.
I am gonna go with Kelly Rudy.
Board.
Yes, there you go. There you
Wow.
go. Well, that takes care of our goalies. Ooh, this might be too early, but what the hell? Teemu Solani?
It was too early.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought he. Yeah.
Haha, fuck you. Johnny.
Marty McSorley.
That's on the board.
Nice.
Good pull.
Oh, crapola. Oh, it's my cat.
No, not on
No,
the
your
board.
cat. I don't think your cat was on this roster.
I saw my
Damn it, Chris, you jerk.
I saw my blanket moving over on my couch. I'm like, what the? Oh, it's the cat underneath. Jesus Christ. All right. Focus, Law. Focus. You're not helping.
Is that the theme you said for this?
Fuck.
Well, not even 5 minutes in.
I'm trying to remember. This is not easy.
That's not easy. Never
Holy
said
crap!
no,
I just
these
ran
teams
into
were
a
dog
wall
shit.
here.
Yeah. Teams both had losing records.
Daryl Sador.
Board.
Ah,
With the Kings. Whew.
Good reach. Johnny, you cursed out Chris.
it did.
Why?
So, AJ would like to go with Steve Ruchin.
Oh, board. Nice pull.
Chris
Oh,
would like to go with Luke Robitaille, who was the next person I was going to say.
Oh, Johnny, it's good you let him take that bill. He's not there. He was in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yep, he was
Wow.
in Pittsburgh.
I did
Wow.
not know that.
Or New York. Either Pittsburgh or New York. He was on the East Coast at that point.
And Eddie would like to bring up Claude Lemieux.
You can bring him up.
I
No.
don't think he played with
Not-
either of those teams, did he?
All right. Well,
Eddie, we're trying to get the rosters of these teams from Anaheim and Los Angeles.
he's not normally on this.
I know, and I'm trying to explain the rules to him. And like January
It's
27th,
okay.
96.
Oh
okay.
God.
It's okay. We're gonna make this happen for you. We're get you one, Eddie.
Who do I have to go with then?
Oh,
Oh man.
Bob Rouse.
No, sir, not on there. Lot of old Capitals on these rosters, though.
That's yeah. I was thinking that there were some old
There's
Capitals.
a ton
on
of old Capitals on both these rosters.
Yeah.
Lyle.
Thinking Kings here. Sean O'Donnell.
Oh, what a fucking pull!
Are you kidding?
God.
Oh, I thought that was too early for him. Holy shit!
Nice pull, sir.
Wow.
Johnny P.
This is
AJ
really
would like
starting
to
to
go
hurt
with
my brain
Bob
right now.
Corcoran.
Bob Corkum on the board.
Holy shit! Wow.
And I'm gonna go with Tony Granado.
That's a good one.
Board.
Nice, Johnny.
Nice. See, now we're rolling. Then Lyle just.
Yeah. Now the car is going to screech and go flying off into the ditch. Shit. Fuck. Trying.
This game's so much harder than you would think it should be.
I know, right?
It really is.
As you get the names out of the way, and it's just like, holy, who the fuck were these grinders in the mid '90s?
Okay, I'm gonna grab another one of our favorites. Mike Sillinger.
Oh, bored.
Fuck off.
Lyle picking all the old hat right for the Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
Good work.
That was total desperation, man. Because I'm telling you, I'm in trouble here. I can't think of anybody. Oh
Pulling
shit!
Bullshit out, Lyle. You're pulling the bullshit out. I love it. Johnny.
Eddie would like to bring up Marcel Dion.
He can. I don't know. Like, what do we?
He played for the
Eddie.
Kings.
He
He's
did
getting
at one
closer.
point.
Not 1996.
He's getting closer. Chris would like to bring up Rob Niedermeyer.
No, or too early for Rob Niedermeyer.
Oh.
And I am going to go with Sandis Ozolinsh.
Ooh, not on there, but I like your like the thought process.
Darn. He might have been playing for the Sharks.
Yes, he might have been. So to Lyle.
Oh fuck.
This has been a good night though. The chat is on fire right now. They're going for it.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in.
Love
See,
it.
that's the problem. I didn't pay much attention to those California. Well, because they really weren't worth paying attention. Sad to say, they weren't really, around that time. They really weren't worth paying very much attention to. Because the Ducks weren't really a playoff team. Then the Kings really took a dump after the '93 season.
Oh, that's a good one, AJ.
Tverdovsky? Oleg Tverdovsky?
Board.
That's the one that AJ just said.
All right, that's okay. That's yeah.
Board.
That's
And Chris says both
I'm
of
gonna
these
try
teams are
once more.
garbage.
I'm just now just dumb fucking luck. The last two have just been dumb fucking luck. And so was the friggin' Perot one, and that was just me doing that, just fucking around.
I was just
fucking
I don't-
around.
I don't know if he's been said yet because I haven't been listening.
That's fine.
But I'm gonna go with Thomas Sandstrom.
Ooh.
Well, that's a good pick, but I think he was also in Pittsburgh.
Ah.
at that point. A lot of
Darn it.
Pittsburgh Kings
He
intertwined.
did play for the Kings.
There wasn't there? Yeah, they shuffled around a fair bit. Yeah.
Lyle, to you. See what dumb luck you can pull out of your ass this time.
Holy fuck. Gary Volk.
Gary Volk. Really?
Yeah.
Bored. Oh, bored for Gary Volk. Lyle's just dumb looking his way to victory here.
This isn't even fair.
I'm just pulling out random names that I'm trying desperately to remember from the early 90s now. I mean, Jesus.
This isn't even fun.
You're fucking with me. Come
No,
on. No, that
nope.
can't be real.
He was a +1 and had 4 penalties.
Oh God.
Wow, we're all dying.
This
Johnny?
I will never be this lucky.
Eddie's
again
gonna
in
try again.
Okay.
Alexander
Mhm.
Godniak.
Who?
Ooh, I know who he's talking about. It's a little bit too late.
Ah,
He's in that right era.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
He's in that right era.
he's actually throwing in a
Yeah.
second one real
Uh-oh.
quick.
Back to back.
Do it.
John Druce.
Ooh.
Board.
Oh, he got one.
See,
Nice.
now we go.
Good work, Eddie.
There we go.
AJ would like to go with Terry Yake.
Terry Yake did not play in this game, but I do like that. I like
a
the
good
Terry
drop.
Yake drop.
This is a good drop.
Longtime Anaheim Duck center.
All
Legendary, I would say.
right. Who else can I think of here through the Kings? The Kings are the only team I'm going to remember out of this group.
Fine.
We've gone like decently low at this point.
Yeah, we're getting there.
1996 Kings. I feel like there's a random Caps defenseman that are playing on either one of these two teams.
Oh yeah, there's random Caps everything, brother.
God.
Brother.
Who could I bring up from that time frame that could randomly be on this? Ken Klee?
No, sir. He was actually still with the Caps at that point, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, Chris has one real quick, but I'll let Lyle go first.
Guys, I'm out. I'm
You're
tapped out.
tapping? Oh,
I'm tapping
all right.
now. I'm sorry. I just can't think of
Fair enough.
anybody now.
Wow,
I got
taking his
lucky.
dumb luck and winning.
Fucking dumb luck tonight. Man. Jesus Christ.
All right,
Unbelievable.
Chris.
Chris would like to go with Stu Grimson.
Oh.
Not there.
Oh.
Not there. I would have thought so too.
Mhm.
Eddie is saying Yari Curry. Did I say Yari
You
Curry?
already
earlier?
said
Gary
Gary
has
Curry.
already been said. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Just making sure.
Yep. Yeah, you said
And
it earlier.
AJ is Todd Ewan,
Todd Wynn on the board.
which I'm pretty certain he was in one of the Star Wars movies. Right?
He might have been. Johnny, you have one last guess?
Shane Morrison.
No.
Mhm.
No. I will say these names and then Johnny's gonna be like,
For,
fuck.
for the record, too, if Johnny hadn't said him, I would have also said Alexei Zhitnik.
Yes.
So you know, our de facto, our three.
90s Kings.
I would have gone for all three of the de factos tonight. Man.
Sure. Why wouldn't you? Anaheim, Corcoran was mentioned. Bobby Dallas on this team.
Oh.
Todd
He was the
Wynn.
dad of Steve Dallas, right?
Yes. Alex Hicks, Paul Correa, Dave Karpa, Valerie Karpov, Todd Krieger, former Cap, Randy Ledusser, the captain of the team, Freddie Olison on this team as well, Ruchin, the Sacco brothers, David and Joe, Mike Sillinger, Tverdovsky,
okay,
Val,
yeah.
Sean Van Allen on this team,
The senator.
and Jason York on this team as well. Guy Bear in net, as we mentioned. Philippe Boucher, John Druce, Steve Finn, Granado, Gretzky. Johnny, this is one you're gonna hate yourself for, Johnny. Dmitry Kristich.
Oh, I thought he was on the Caps that time.
Yari Curry was mentioned. Eric Lacroix, Robert Long, McSorley, Sean
Interesting.
O'Donnell, Perot, Barry Podomsky.
Podakarovsky?
Right. Former Caps defenseman John Slaney.
Oh.
Kevin Stevens. and that's probably where he got addicted. Sador, Kevin Todd, and Vitaly Yachmanev with Kelly Rudy in that.
Damn, I'm surprised that Kristich didn't come up.
Right, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for it. Was Bruins, Kings, and Caps. It was the triangle of death for him.
But that's the problem with Kristich. Like, if you went into like a Capitals Penguins game from like 2003, you'd be like, all right, Chris Beach is on one of these teams.
Yeah,
But but you don't know which one. And that's the problem. When there's only one team, you're like, shit, Kristich could have played for any. Like, this could have been the one game that Kristich played for the Bruins somehow that season, and then like got traded to the Caps like 2 games later. Like, you never know. Guy's everywhere, but only on 3 teams.
He's everywhere and nowhere at once.
Dmitry Kristich was the man, though.
He was. That was fun, guys. Enjoyable.
I will never get that lucky.
You will never. I will put this segment for you, Lyle, and send it to you and put it on your wall.
Yes.
Just put the wave file. Actually, what I'll do is I'll cut it out and I'll send you a screenshot of the wave file and you hang that on your wall.
There you go. Yes. Yes. Suitable for framing.
The part where he's like, York, and everybody gets real quiet, and then you're like, bored, and everybody's like, get the fuck out of here.
And it turns into like the BET Awards or some shit like that. And
then Lyle's got a hype man next week.
Is that Actually, not the B. It turns into Jeff Jam comedy where like fucking Craig Wyshynski's running up and down the aisle. Sean Leahy doesn't know where he's at. It's like that's the kind of thing we're looking at here. All right, Lyle, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
As always, guys.
Next Tuesday, we will talk to you then. I will be in Canada.
Tuesday.
It'd be great.
Yes, Tuesday for Scotty Night in Canada.
There we go. Dun, 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 dun. All right.
Same bat time, same bat
God,
channel.
if you can find a light blue blazer at the Goodwill in
Canada.
Canada.
Oh, are you kidding me?
In Calgary and wear that for the show, I say do it.
Yep.
A little baby blueski.
Yep.
Great. All right, Lyle, we'll see you
Scotty Night in Canada.
Bye. There he goes. Lyle Richardson, SpectorsHockey.net. You can find him at Spectors Hockey on Twitter. Johnny, give us some shout outs.
I'll give a shout out to Jen. Good work getting through surgery and getting through some of your bland diet recovery.
It's been a hoot, let me tell you.
I shall have whatever you want to eat the next time I see you. That you can eat, that I don't get in trouble for allowing you to eat. Shout out Scotty, good luck with your trip. Make it happen. I hope you're not flying to Dallas before you go to Calgary.
No, I'm smartly driving
like some of your other trips.
I'm actually driving to Winnipeg and they're flying me right there.
I had a feeling that you were going Minnesota or you were going Minneapolis Airport to Arizona to Calgary.
Oh, I wish.
Give a shout out to the live chat tonight. Great work, my friends from all over the world. Mostly East Coast is from what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
But there was the Seattle guy.
True.
The Seattle guy, Aaron, who did not stick around for haha fuck you.
That's fine.
Maybe next time. And I'll give a shout out to the 1994 through 1996 LA Kings.
There you go. Good
Hey,
work.
Aaron's still here.
Hey, Ron.
He says represent, but he didn't. Oh, next
Maybe
time
he didn't want to jump in. Hey, Ron. Next time, jump into our haha fuck you.
Yeah, next time, get in on this, man.
It's a bit that we stole, but we created. So
true, because no one knows who actually created it first.
No, exactly. Because it's an easy fucking game. So we're going to claim creation and say that Greg Wyshynski stole it from us because he's such a big fan. Because we all know that I am your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. So
I agree.
There it is.
All right. Well, I think I'm good.
All right. Remember, you got hockey this weekend too.
Oh, the Black Bears are playing this weekend, so I have pictures to take.
There you go. Stay tuned to the Face Off Hockey
Aaron
Show.
said he will next week or whenever he's on next.
Next Tuesday. That's the programming note. Next Tuesday, since I'll be back in my second home, third home. Now college doesn't count as a home because I stayed in the dorms. So this is my second home of Calgary. So Tuesday night we will do this. normal time, normal thing, or it could just be me and Sammy for like the first however hours until Johnny stumbles in.
That's true. Just bring Sammy on the show too.
Yeah, Sammy. If she's not working, I'll bring her on because she's a very knowledgeable hockey chick. So I enjoy her company. And I will give a shout out to also for Johnny's Photos. Go to our Facebook page, like it, facebook.com/FOHS radio. I'll give more plugs afterwards. Shout out to Jen for being such a trooper through this whole thing. She's been struggling. A diss to Cooper for jumping on Jen's stomach all the time because he's a dumb cat and doesn't understand the English language. So he's like, "What do you mean? Why are you yelling? Are you excited to see me? I'll jump on you again." So good old Cooper all. Shout out to the live chat. You guys very interactive. I like that. It's awesome. We appreciate you guys listening. It's a hoot and a holler. You guys kind of help us drive the bus. It helps us. We talked a lot of hockey tonight. It was very bizarre. Especially when it's a John and Scott show. Usually it really goes off the rails. I really got nothing else. I got to start packing. My flight leaves on Sunday, so I will go do that. So for Johnny P, I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. This has been the Face Off Hockey Show on the Face Off Hockey Show Media Faction powered by Blog Talk Radio. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/FOHS radio, twitter.com/FOHS radio. And hey, if you want to contribute to our Patreon, patreon.com/Face Off Hockey Show. All the money you guys donate there goes to ourselves and to upgrade stuff and to do trips and to bring you great coverage, decent coverage, somewhat good coverage. We cover it for you. That's it. That's all. So until 6 days from now, Tuesday the 19th, we will be on the air. I will be live from Canada. Johnny will be live from wherever he is. And we'll be live. Now play the live bumper out so we can get copyright claim by Ed Kowalczyk. It'd be great. We'll see you guys in a few. Later.
Oh, yeah.